Hello guys, this is the Epiphany. In today's video, I'm doing a the-hustle fight. I'm not actually doing it, I'm just getting leeched. And I should be level 200. Yep, there we go. I've actually been stuck on level 199 for a very long time, but the reason I decided to stay on level 199 is because I had not finalized my level 200 set yet. I maged the majority of the set because I'm unsatisfied by the standard of items that are in the market. Of course, there are some items that I bought, but the majority of the items, I maged myself. And yeah, so my set is actually complete, and during this video I will show you. Yeah, so the hostile fight is done. I'm level 200, so I will be leaving the group. Yeah, so all of the items are pretty much in my inventory, so I'm just gonna put that on now. Okay, so the set is equipped, and I'm gonna actually attack a pouch ink ball and test out my damage. I've never actually, tested the damage yet, because I literally just got to level 200, so should be interesting. Alright, let's see. Intelligence attack, 3 AP, pretty decent. 474, 511. Alright. Oh, come on, I forgot to enable the animations. Spell animation, yep. Okay, lifelessness. Oh, that's... Oh, Jesus, mate. No crit there. Yeah, so basically natural attack steals intelligence. Lifelessness also steals intelligence. Let's do that again. No crit there, unfortunately. Alright, perception glyph crit. Pretty nice. Okay, let's try with weapon, and then we do corrupted bow. Jesus, if that crits. Ah, no crit. Let's try lateral flame. No crit. Nice ebony poison. The reason why I keep talking about crits is because my set is actually a bit of critical hits incorporated into it. In terms of the resistances, it's 7%, 36, 27, 33, and 31. So it's alright. Okay, so first fight ever, and I'm pretty happy with the damage. Obviously, when I do PvP, people will have resistance, so the damage won't be that high, but it's still pretty high because if I have an Enaripsa in the team, they can buff my power. Alright, let's go into the characteristics. I have 1,367 intelligence. That's all points into intelligence, with the remaining 3 into vitality, which is alright as well because I have 4,622. So it's pretty good. And let's look at advanced stats. Free range in the set, which pretty much only affects, the spells Bastion, Barricade, and Backup, because having range on those spells is better than not having range because they are modifiable. Power 50, decent. Critical hits is 44%. It's pretty much, I can't get it any higher than that given the set that I have, which is heavily focused on intelligence as well as high vitality. And the resistances, when I showed you before, are pretty decent, so you can't have everything in the set. So 44% is like quite optimal. Corrupted bow 59%, crit chance, natural attack 49, lifelessness 49, perception glyph 59. So they're around the 50% mark. AP reduction low, AP parry not too bad. MP reduction should be a bit higher, but I used it as a source of sync, so I'll tell you what I mean by that later. MP parry decent. Heals I don't care about since I don't actually heal. 66 lock, it's not very low, but it's not very high, so Maybe I can lock someone if I need to, but most of the PvPs these days have ebony Dofus anyway, so they can dodge. But you know, 66, it's not bad because they need 132 dodge to be able to dodge me completely. Dodge is 50, that's with an ebony, but then again, one of the items I have actually reduces dodge, so you know, 50 is not bad, but it's not good. Initiative is high because of my mount, that gives 1000. Okay, 2 summons, doesn't really matter. Crit damage is high, 64. That's because my set is critical damage incorporated into it. Fire damage 125 is not that bad either. You know, it's standard for an intelligence set. Pushback damage I got some as well. Distance damage 14 from the 4-leaf. And the resistances I showed you already. I have a set that that I plan on Dofus Planner as well. This is actually the precise set here. A link to the Dofus, oh sorry, it's Dofus book, not Dofus Planner. The Dofus book page, a link to it will be in the description box below in case you want to check it out. Okay, so yeah, if you want to compare, you know, like the stats that theoretically I'm supposed to have with the stats that I had in the game, it's actually very close. You know, intelligence is 11 less, dodge is 2 less, and you know, the parry is obviously a bit less because I'm lacking wisdom. But wisdom I have 363, which is lacking 27 compared to the website. Fire damage I had 125, so it's too low. But you know, 2 is not much, it's alright. What else? Yeah, the lock, I had 2 lock less, but you know, it's not important. Okay, let's go into the set reveal. Okay, I'm going to be using Mimisimbic items over these later, but for the meantime I'll leave them uncovered. Okay, the hat is a war's helmet. Measured myself, 2% fire, transcendence rune. I ensured that the intelligence was max, which is extremely difficult. Critical damage I ensured was max as well, which is also quite difficult. As you can see, the majority of the stats are max except for MP reduction. I had a few people give comments on this item when I majored. They said that it was a bad idea to drop MP reduction because the whole point of war set is to have MP reduction, and if I get bored of this character and I want a class change to an int Algonac, you know, they need MP reduction, and this one is lacking MP reduction, but it will do the job for a intelligence Feca. Merdiodin cloak is 3% resistance. I measured myself. It's max int, max wisdom, max damage, max lock, max resist. Pretty much just missing 8 vitality and 2 heals. Yeah, there were no cloaks of this standard in the market, so I had to measure myself. In terms of my professions, I've leveled up Costume Magus to level 200. I'm kind of broke at the moment, so I can't level up the others, but I'll have to start saving up more karmas. Okay, the belt is a 3% fire crocker belt. Bought this from the market. The reason I bought it is because I don't think I'll be able to get one that is better than this if I tried maging myself, because this belt is extremely difficult. Every single stat in the item is, you know, quite important, maybe except pushback damage, but the guy left it at 11 out of 15, which is alright. You know, you don't want to leave it too low like I did with the MP reduction on the War's helmet, because that's bad. Yeah, but 3% fire. Another complaint is probably 22 out of 30 wisdom, but then again, it is a range sync, so 3% fire. The other stats are pretty decent. This War's boots I bought from the market. You know, most stats are pretty perfect. It is extremely difficult to keep all of these stats max and also have 3% fire exoed, because you know, once you drop the MP you have 90 sync, but then the item doesn't have prospecting or anything that you can get rid of. So whoever made this was very, very nice, so it was definitely worth buying from the market, because I would never have been able to come up with a better mage than this myself. Next we have a Rhinito Amulet, which is 3% fire resistance. It's very nice stats, missing an int, missing vitality. To be honest, I bought this from the market as well because I don't think I'll be able to come up with one that is better than this. I've tried on Echo, and usually I have pretty bad luck with these. Usually my intelligence is around 94 or something. Obviously, you know that above 91, so like 92 and above, intelligence cannot be modified. So yeah, I bought that 3% fire. It's alright. This Ringoose I made myself. 1 MP, 1% fire resistance. 11 heals, 9 AP parry. So this is pretty much very good, above average. You know, you won't find one in the market on Ilyzaelle that's as good as this, which is why I decided to mage it myself. It was actually a bit annoying to mage. I hadn't maged a 1% resistance 1 MP mage in a long time. And every time you add the 1% resistance, it would drop something useful, such as fire damage or resistance or vitality. You have to hope that it drops prospecting. If it drops a heal, then that's fine, because you know this item 10 heals or 11 heals, it's fine. But you know, other than that, you need to hope that it drops to prospecting, because if it drops something else, you know, you got to start again. So yeah. Alright, this item here, War's Gauntlet, very nice stats in my opinion. This is an extremely difficult item to mage. I do not recommend anyone mage this for profit, because it is extremely difficult to fix. It takes roughly 7 minutes to fix on average, if you're looking for stats of this standard. You know, some people decide to leave the wisdom at like 15, or they decide to leave the critical damage at 12 or something, but in my opinion that's not good. And especially since this Feca is my main character on Ilyzaelle, I wanted to ensure that the stats were actually, you know, very, very decent. Because every time I look into my inventory and I see, you know, a shit item, it just pisses me off. Speaking of that item, I actually maged it, you know, not long ago. Yeah, here it is, 7:42 PM. It's 8:51 now, so roughly an hour ago. Yeah, but it's not a fun item. I do not recommend anyone mage it, because whenever you add a stat, it drops another stat. Yeah, because like there's no prospecting, so there's no source of sync. Every single stat on the item is pretty much important. Alright, Corrupted Bow, 2% fire transcendence with a hunting weapon. It's missing 2 AP reduction, but I don't mind. I bought this from the market because it was cheap. It was actually 5 million, and you know, that's very cheap considering the bow costs 4 million to craft and the Transcendence Rune is like 3.5 million or something. Yeah, but I don't think I'll be able to get better than this myself. It's pretty nice stats and cheap, so I bought it. Hunting weapon would be nice, since I also have a level 200 hunter profession, so every time I, you know, do mobs, I'll drop some meat, and then when I drop the meat, I can sell it. You know, I've already got some meat here because my wisdom set, actually, I got someone to mage hunting weapon onto my wisdom weapon. So every time I got leeched, you know, at Dr. Hossel, or I didn't do Needers, but you know, it could be like coriander or some shit. You know, you drop meat, so you can sell it in the market and you make some of the karmas back that you paid the leecher. Yeah, lastly we have a 4-leaf. Missing 2 dodge, 100 vitality. This was achieved without an AP drop. I had to ask a mage to mage it for me, since I don't have level 200, level 193 shield maging profession. But yeah, it's pretty good. It took a while because, you know, you have to get lucky. You know, these stats aren't that easy to get. Lastly, we have Almond Orchard Drago Turkey, which is 1,000 initiative, 300 vitality. We have Ivory, Ebony, Turk, Shaker, Nomad, and Major Intellectual. You know, ideally I'd like to use an Abyssal Dofus, you know, instead of one of these slots, but every slot here is pretty important for me, so I had to sacrifice an Abyssal. Unfortunately, I cannot get an Ochre Dofus because those literally cost like 85 million karmas on this server, since Arch monsters are very difficult to find. I should replace this Nomad with a Volbus, which basically gives me 10% extra damage if I didn't suffer any HP loss. Yeah, you know, since I'm a Feca, you know, most of the time I'll be shielding myself, so it's unlikely that people will go for me. So, you know, 10% damage bonus from Volbus would be nice, but that's in the long term. Yeah, so that's pretty much my set. If you have any questions about my set, let me know in the comment section below and I'll answer it. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at my future PvP videos.